We're not here today to talk about the C word. You know, the one that we're all very familiar with around the world right now. However, I am here to share that I have never felt more freedom than when in lockdown. You see, the truth is that if you're not able to navigate yourself in lockdown, how can you or will you ever navigate your way through life? Ask yourself, am I forever seeking external validation or gratification to feel whole, like it's out there somewhere? Because the truth is, who you are being in lockdown is who you are. Just think about that for a second. Like, truly, think about it. Nothing else matters when it comes to personal development or growth other than knowing yourself and who you are being in every moment. And I've been asking myself, do people even know that they can live a really full life during a pandemic? Because my experience has been that you can be free even when you're locked up. And you truly can be free being locked up. But ultimately, what I've really learned is that means that you must be free within. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. You'll experience life in exactly the same way, no matter where you are. Because it comes down to who you are being, no matter where you are. So this whole thing has made me wonder, are people really living? And I want to know, does anyone else feel free being locked up? But you see, 15 years ago, my best friend, she was coaching me at the time, and she asked me to do what's called the ideal average day activity, where you diarize down what your ideal average day looks like. The one that if there's just no bias in the world, that if everything was exactly how you wanted it, there's as if nothing couldn't be achieved in an ideal perfect setting on just any average day. So as I conjured this image up, I was like I'd won the lottery, as if I could just design my life to its own perfect construct. And it just dawned on me. I'm living that right now. And I'm loving that I'm living that right now. And lockdown has brought me that. I feel like I've actually won the lotto. So I'm truly grateful to my best friend for asking me that question when she did, because it gifted me that time of reflection to design and create what my ideal life image would look like so that I would recognize it when it showed up. So if you see, in lockdown, I have never once felt socially distanced with stay-at-home orders. I have felt more connected, more expanded, and as if I'm operating from this place of just my truest essence. I've grown more professionally, personally, definitely spiritually. It's been like this complete transformation. It's like a turning inwards that is really, really, really long overdue. So it's meant that I feel more spiritually awakened. I actually feel more cellularly regenerated, and I feel grounded. I feel centered. I feel calm and clear. I feel open, expanded, and genuinely I feel happy. I actually feel connected back to that source of life that I'd probably forgotten was within me, along with all the caring communities around me here in my local area. I see my soul again. I see others' souls too, so I'm feeling like I'm on my purposeful path more than ever. But most of all, I feel free. Who would have actually thought I'd be living my best life in lockdown? I've rewired so many beliefs in this time, and I've come to understand, above all things, that our lives truly are our medicine. How we live is determining how we experience life. It's our fate on how we experience it, as to how we live it. So I've learnt in lockdown that my life is my medicine. And throughout lockdown, I've actually formulated what I consider this perfect elixir, not only to healing, but to best life living. And I've experienced my own life-threatening medical emergency in lockdown, and boy, was it a wake-up call. So I've had to learn to trust back in myself and dedicate time to me, and with the right people by my side, and just focused on the truth within me. I've learned that no matter who we are, we can begin again at any time, and no matter how old we are either. So I have awakened to learn that I heal me, nobody else, nothing else. I'm responsible. I'm responsible for how I experience my life in all of its shapes, forms, guises, and all of it. Previously, prior to lockdown, I was just so externally focused. Everything was out there. And in the life of Michele Jones, it was airports, taxis, filling up with fuel. What's the time? Just this energy around meetings, hotel, Uber, shuffle, to-do list after to-do list, lack of sleep. And I was fueling my veins with the most strongest, best double shot espresso that I could find to keep me wired, to overcome that feeling of being internally tired and drained. It was just a rush, hustle, bustle, go, go, go. I was living life always in the fast lane, and everything in life was just moving quickly. And I had this realization that in all of those moments, I was not living presently. But now, it's the contrast. It's about meditation, productive hours of power, yoga, movement, nutrition, walking, sunshine, connection, a different dedication to my life's mission and work. And it's meant more time with my incredible team. Zoom meetings all day long where I feel proximity is no obstacle to any person or mission that I am on, or that I'm able to tap into across the space of one day. There's just no obstacles anymore. All of the obstacles appear to have been removed. So instead of rushing my way through my day to tick boxes whilst always on the go, everything just appears to have taken on new depth, more meaning. My sleep is better, my brain is clearer, my mood is improved and uplifted. My output of productivity has also 10x'd itself without a word of doubt. And all of these things have inspired just more actions. It's compounded those actions into other healthy routines. Even though I have worked incredibly hard in lockdown and throughout this time, I just feel recharged. I feel fired up and I feel rejuvenated from the inside out. In fact, I have fresh produce in my garden and I've been able to watch my own vegetables grow. Even my house renovations are starting to show signs of I'm winning. Outdoor living at this time of lockdown has been my savior. Instead of blacked out blinds in hotel rooms as I burnt the midnight oil, always turning to the TV to lull me off to sleep. Sunshine every day has fed my soul, and I've become in sync again with the rhythm of the universe, that circadian rhythm of life force. How great is sunshine? According to studies as shared by Forbes, the benefits of sunshine are immense. Sunlight is known to elevate our mood, improve our sleep, promote bone growth, lower our blood pressure, and best of all, within the time that we're in, it strengthens up our immune system. So having had a health crisis in this time, my body is loving soaking up the sun's rays, along with the ability to have more regular functional movement. My office is now a gym, a meditation and a yoga studio. We have yoga mats, stretch belts, kettlebells, weights. We even have a mini trampoline to keep our minds clear and focused, with quick movement to our bodies and breath as we transition between each Zoom to keep us fresh. And I've learned that home workouts, well, they actually bring this deep sense of empowerment. And I love that because it's meant that I've become my own instructor, which means I'm listening more deeply to my body and all of its needs. I've walked more, I've seen more people, and I've been outside more. But not only that, the food is great in lockdown. You always know what you're going to get. And, my kitchen has never been more utilized in the way it is today. In fact, it has become the second most visited room in our house. It's taken on the feels of the most vibrant, fresh, whole food restaurant that I've probably ever come across. Cold pressed juices every single day, smoothies, fresh fruits, all designed to bring my body back online. Tell you, that's not easy to find when you're always on the road and your closest food providor is potentially the 24-hour convenience store on the corner, or a limited 24-hour room service menu that's probably been designed to cure most hangovers. And most of all, it's become the place that my husband and I unite with each other throughout the day. So by far, the most freedom that I have found in lockdown has been this renewed love that I have found for my husband. It's like our love has just found new depth and understanding. Actually getting to see him go about his day, how he applies himself to life and business, it's actually made me fall in love with him over and over again. And the way that he goes about his day is actually inspiring me, because it's no longer like this need that we used to have to perceive each other's lives in quick grabs of text message conversations or perhaps a really exhausted late night video chat. We're actually now a part of each other's lives. We're now living life together and loving being locked up together. We used to actually say that perhaps our marriage was so successful because I was never home. But how far that was from the truth. We have learnt firsthand the team that we are and the force that we are to be reckoned with when we're actually together. Our life and our business, individually, but more in partnership than ever before. We've learned more about each other this past year because it's amazing what can be seen when not needing to be spoken. It's like all I had to do was be still, open my eyes, and in return, it opened up my heart again. So love has just become more available to me more than I have ever known. And I tell you, I'm really grateful for this every single day, as I know that not everyone has had this same experience in their relationships in lockdown. I was taking a look at some statistics, and The Guardian was citing that there's a 10% increase in domestic violence in 2020 alone. And there was actually a 50% increase in abuse since the start of the pandemic. You know, and I just hold deep-rooted compassion for those who are part of those statistics. So I'm actually really grateful, and I give thanks every single day that our experience has been one of love. And I give thanks to lockdown for allowing us more freedom with our love. You can find freedom. I have found freedom in being grounded. The great global pause. And that, you know, and I've also found there's been less financial wastage just due to that nature of traveling for business and always being on the go, and just that feeling that you have with having to keep up with the Joneses whilst you're hosting all and everyone. So there's been less material gains, but less consumable items to be distracted by at airports and shopping centres. And that for me has actually equaled such an increased wealth. You know, and that's been compounded back as a business as I expand myself out across the globe. The freedom has connected me with so many around the world. And there's been no more time wasted just being on the fly, flying the miles across the time zones. It's like every minute now has meaning, depth, connection. No time is lost or wasted. So everything becomes intentional, every decision, everything is conscious. It's in my conscious awareness. And in some ways, it's just been exciting because the network that I'm within has expanded and vastly expanded by times 100. And I feel total freedom with that. I can go to any corner of the earth at any time of the day. So global freedom from my own home and from my own office. Business is freedom. Health has become freedom. Wealth is freedom. Love is freedom. My life in lockdown has represented freedom to me. I'm free. Yet, I know more people than ever before, but I feel I have more loving relationships than ever before. So the world in some ways has become this big place, yet a small place simultaneously at the exact same time. You know, I've just found so much freedom in what really has been the biggest chaos that there's ever been externally experienced in my lifetime, perhaps in our lifetimes. But what it's really meant has been taking hold and understanding that the chaos had actually been building within long before lockdown. It's allowed me to find freedom of expression, freedom of who to love as much as I want, and just freedom to be me again. Lockdown has set me free. You know, and at the end of the day, we really have to take accountability and responsibility for our own life. Choices we make, the people we listen to, the food we eat, the exercise that we do or don't, the media that we choose to listen to, the people we choose to be surrounded with, the thoughts that fill our heads. We are responsible. And all of it comes down to what we choose to take ownership of. All of it comes down to what we choose to take ownership of. Or do we have a pity party and just cry about all that doesn't seem fair? And let's be honest, it's easy to believe, or it could be easy to believe, that there's not much good going on in the world right now. My life's not good. I can't go to work. I can't go on holidays. I can't go to the pub. Can't visit my family and my closest friends, or my business is closed. That's a lot of I can't. Right. But what can you do about it? What can? You can. You can. What can you take control of? You know, where our focus goes, our energy and our effort always flows. So I'd encourage you to consider this today. Are you free? Are you free? If not, could you be? I suggest that yes. Yes, you can be. You can be free in life, even in lockdown.